And good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Smokin Tabacco Show. I am Matt Tobacco from SmokinTabacco.com. I am joined once again by my good friend, Mr. Jonathan M. Carney from La Flor Dominicana and Hacking Gourmet. And tonight we have a very special guest with us. We have our friend Leo from Nova Cigars, our wonderful partners over at Nova Cigars. Leo, how are you? Good evening.
Hi, everyone. How are you? How are you, Matt? How are you, John?
I'm doing good. I'm smoking the Park Avenue limited edition from Nova Cigars, and it is mind-blowing. It's fantastic. John, how you doing over there? I see you sporting a Canadian hat. Oh, I think he's muted. John, I think you're muted. You're muted, bud. Quickly unmute. There you go.
I wonder who did that. I wonder who muted me.
No
must
name.
have been our producer.
No names mentioned, Nicole.
So I had a cigar here. So I had a cigar here, and I don't know where it went. I just cut it and just lit it. I just cut it. I have no idea where it went, but I do have my wine. But yeah, I'm doing well. I got the American flag shirt on.
Maybe for that reason, you lose the cigar because you have the wine in the hand.
Exactly. So that's there. But I've got the Canadian flag hat on tonight. We're supporting our Canadian friends and the American friends at the same time. I'll find the cigar. But Leo, it's very nice to have you on the show tonight. It's been I've followed you now for a long time. We met many years back when you were up in New York City. So it's a pleasure to have you on the show, and I was looking forward to tonight. So this should be a good one for sure.
We're going to have fun for sure.
Absolutely. As soon as I find the cigar, we're going to have twice as much fun. So yeah, it's going to be a little background. It's going to be a little weird for a moment, and I'm going to go find my cigar.
Okay. Yeah, no worries. So we might, if it gets bad, then we'll just mute it again if we have to, but we should be okay. Yeah, so we're excited to have Leo on the show tonight. And so for those of you guys who watch us regularly, you know that, Nova is a partner of ours. They're a friend of ours. They sponsor our sports segment. So we just found it fitting that we could, get them on the show and enjoy with us and see what it's all about, get to know them a little bit, for our viewers to get to know them a little bit. So what better way than just have them on the show? So Leo's on. Leo, what are you smoking right now? I see you're smoking a Nova.
Yes. You know what? Today I just wanted like a short, full body cigar, and I'm going to start with my Perfecto from the limited. You know what is funny? Today both of us are smoking Perfecto. Limited edition, I'm sorry.
Limited edition, yeah.
Yeah, you just take the Park Avenue, and I pick the Perfecto.
Yeah, is the Park Avenue still in production, or is that?
You know what? All the limited edition, we only make 500 boxes. When it's done, it's done. We still have boxes, but when we're not gonna make it again.
Yeah. So it's a one and done.
Correct.
Yeah. So there's a bunch of different cigars in your lineup, and we're gonna touch on that tonight in a little bit. But kind of as I ease myself into and ease everyone at home watching along with us, there is a cigar I believe it's named after you, the Leo X. That's not a limited run though, right? That's a regular production.
Yes and not.
Okay.
Because we make 500 boxes, and again, when it's done because we want to working on the next production. Now Leo don't have no more 10 years. Now Leo have 11 years. I'm gonna be like the iPhone. Something is cooking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So there'll always be a Leo, but it'll just
is going to be a Leo. It's like the iPhone. Always going to be that.
You'll just have a new version.
Yeah, they're gonna come with the Leo X Mini.
Yeah, be careful. Don't give me ideas.
That's the one thing about John that I love though, is that he's always so full of like ideas. He's always coming up with stuff on the fly.
Sure.
I know. Just get them all out there. You know what I mean? Tell everybody. So yeah, no, that's cool. That's one of my favorites. The Leo X is one of my favorites from Nova. Yeah. The Platinum Batch Robusto that you guys make.
Yeah, the sugar tip. You know what is funny? It's so funny. I have to explain something to you. When we start with that cigar, we make the Connecticut wrapper because we want something light, smooth. And when I'm in the fabric and I say, you know what, that is too hearty. I just want something different. I say, you know what, why we not put the sugar tip? It's changed completely, and everybody love it. People ask me on the beginning, you just make that cigar for women? I say, no, I make that cigar for everyone who want to enjoy something different. And believe me, it's one of the most sell cigar. Everybody asks about that one.
I will say, out of all of the cigars I could smoke, especially like in the morning with a morning coffee and cigar combination. That's my absolute favorite. And it's not too overpowering. It has the sugar tip. And the thing I like about it is that it's not too sweet. There's some cigars out there with it's too sweet.
It's funny, that sugar stay in your lips. That's it. And all the time you keep a smoke and you still do it. Like it's funny, but it's staying exactly in your lips.
Yeah, and it's funny because like I've had other cigars where, you know, they've just been overly sweet. Like this, I don't like to mention names. Acid has the 20th.
We don't. No, we don't shy away from that kind of stuff on the show, Leo.
No,
that's the ironic part. No names mentioned.
Believe me, I don't know, but my face goes red. I say, I didn't want to be part of that. Come on.
No, you're good.
Come on, La Flor Dominicana.
No, you'll be good. If anybody gets anybody else upset, it'll be my problem. You're all set. You know what's a unique thing, and it's funny you mentioned this, Leo. You mentioned the sugar tip, and I've been on the record as giving some people some hard times for sugar tip cigars, and I don't think people really understand how many. Like, they hear sugar tip, they think feminine, right? Like, it doesn't have to be that way. I don't think they understand how many Baccarats are sold, how many the Asylum cigars that they made that have the sugar tips. There's tons of very mainstream quality products that have a sweeter tip added to it. It's just a feature, and it's not overpowering, and it's a big deal when people say, "Oh, you make this for women." No, I didn't. Like, these types of cigars have been sold for decades. And
Thank you.
It's really unique to have that. You know, I joke around about it a lot, but I mean, in reality, that's what it is. I mean, these types of cigars have been sold for decades, and there's a reason people make them, because there's a demand for them. And I think it's great. The first time I ever had a Nova, before I knew anything about it, I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, this is sweet tipped. And I was with Matthew, and he's like, oh, is that a problem? I'm like, no, I just didn't know it was sweet tipped. I have no issue with it. I absolutely enjoyed the cigar, and there's a classic culture to that. So that's a really unique thing that you all did that.
Yeah, it's funny because if the people don't know it's sweet, look like a nice Connecticut wrapper. It's not a smell. You're never going to smell the sweet of the wrapper. But as soon you just try, you say, oh. And then you have two different faces. Like, what the hell is that? Oh, wow. I'm liking it. But you know what? It's a different touch. I just keep saying it's a different touch. We want to just put something different on the table. We come with idea, just put a sugar tip in this particular. It's the only Connecticut we have. And I say, like, you know what? I'm personal. I love Connecticut, but the hearty of the Connecticut kill my palate. My personal opinion. Mm-hmm. That is the reason why I decide put the sugar tip in this cigar.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, everyone has a different palate, so everyone's going to taste things differently and react differently. So and that's totally understandable and respectable. That's just kind of the way it is. And so and it's interesting to hear you explain that. I would say for that particular cigar, I love it. I would say the only thing, in my opinion, that's close enough to it that I do also like would be the Sobremesa Brulee, which I know Steve has been on the record of saying, like, it's not, you know, it doesn't have a sweetened tip on it, but
sweet tip.
But I do like that one.
Don't
like
let
that
Jonathan talk, please.
But as much I do like that one, but I do like the Leo better because the Nova Robusto better because I just find it's a little more sweeter. The sweetness lingers on your lips a little bit, like you were saying, but also it's just it's a great blend all together. It's the way it all comes together in the end is great. Not that the Sobremesa Brulee is a bad cigar, but I dedefinitely, if you put them side by side, you know the Nova's better.
I'll tell you straight up.
Thank you.
I like to hear, because a lot of the sweet tip cigars we think of now, or we had over the years have been, on a lower price point. So you have the Nova that comes out, and you have the Sobremesa that comes out. Those are high premium cigars that just happen to have sweet characteristic to it. So you have a great high quality cigar that just happens to have a sweet tip, and I think it's a really nice combination. And as I said, I'm on the record as
Leo,
too, is like, yeah, we're clear. I really enjoyed this. I really enjoy the Nova as well. It's just a great cigar. It's really good, and I just think that's another feature. When I say it's sweet tipped or not and joke around, that's fine. But at the end of the day, people like it, people enjoy it, and they want a high-end premium product that has that. They're not just looking for a Baccarat, right?
That is a thing, Jonathan. You say something really, really important, Jonathan. You say something about, we talk about high-end, like long filler, like aged tobacco. It's still a great cigar. The only difference, we put sugar tip. People sometimes think, she put sugar or you put sugar because it's not really a good cigar. No, it's a great cigar. We want to just put an extra touch. And sometimes people don't understand that part, and it's good we talk about that. It's a long filler aged tobacco with a sugar tip on the Connecticut wrapper. That's it.
And by the way, most of the time when people are smoking cigars, they're pairing it with something. So, like, I'm drinking wine right now. That's sugar. There's flavor. So it'd be like, why not enhance your palate immediately on the cigar? I said, I'm on the record as saying stuff about sweet tip cigars, but it's never negative. I've always enjoyed them. And I said on a high-end premium side, I think it's great, and I think that's awesome. And I really enjoyed that when we smoked it over the summer at Matthews, and it was awesome. So I think that's a great thing. But I do have a question for you. So you have an interesting – so I met you probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I would say, up in New York.
Yeah, when I'm 20. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you just turned 20.
Yeah.
You had just turned 20, and I was going to take you out, but I was like, you know what? She can't drink. Yeah, I know. It was uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's too young.
So I met you up in New York.
Smooth.
And you had a unique journey, and I've watched you over the last several years work your way down here to Florida and be in Boca. And when you started with Nova, the first thing you did, and you can expound on this a little bit, was you started visiting factories. You were going all over the place. You came to our factory. You came to all sorts of places. Explain what that was about.
Okay, when, like you say, Jonathan, when I started with the 2 feet, 100% in Nova, you have a baby, and you want everybody to see your baby. You want everybody to know a little bit more about this beautiful new boutique brand. It's outside, and we start, like, the first thing I just make is take my calendar and say, okay, we have to just travel the most we can to let everybody know who we are. I believe before you sell a product, you have to present yourself. People have to know you a little bit more to understand the product. So far, like you say, Jonathan, we don't start travel all over. Our first big show is in the IPCPR 2019. And I remember, I just so tired. My feet is killing me with my high heel all day, working, and I'm so happy. And the people say, "Oh my God, you never tired?" And I keep saying my personal Instagram, you know what? If you really love what you do, you're never gonna be tired. You just gonna keep working hard. And I love the cigar industry from the day one when I put my 2 feet in Club Macanudo and I started working with General Cigar, then Nat Sherman, then Casa de Montecristo. And when you do all your hard work with many different companies, because you believe in the people and you believe in the people behind the cigar, working on different countries, Nicaragua, Dominican, and now you have in your hands running the play, you just want to do it the best. You want everybody to understand and respect the cigar, respect the industry, and respect the hard work behind. That when everything starts working hard, Jonathan, make everybody crazy around the country.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's well said, Leo. And I was new to Nova. I think a lot of people are new to Nova too. But I remember I discovered you on Instagram first. I want to say shortly after Smokin Tabacco was started, at the last third of 2019, and I remember seeing the Nova bands, and I don't think I put 2 and 2 together that you were connected to them, but then I figured it out. And then I was seeing the Nova bands. I'm like, what is this Nova brand? And I keep seeing everywhere. And I'd never seen it in shops, and I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, where do you get it? And so I started to do the research, and that's kind of when I started to learn about you guys. And I've seen you guys have really come a long way, and you've done such a great job marketing the company, brand, and you have a really great lineup of cigars. Your packaging is beautiful. Your cigars are fantastic. Like you said, you're a smaller boutique brand, but you're growing, and I think you guys are moving in the right direction. You guys are you're gaining popularity, and
You know what? It's funny, Matt, when people, when I'm starting with Nova, many people, the first thing the people say to me, many people in the industry say, Leo, you sure you want to leave the big companies to start working on the small boutique blend? And my answer is that first, I believe in the people behind Nova. That is a first. And second, like I put myself like consumer. Bring another new brand on the table, another company, another new cigar. It give you more opportunities to the consumer. For and then we working for all of them. And you know what? When you go and you always use the same perfume, sometimes you want to try something different. It's not bad. The another perfume is bad. It's better. It's different. That is Nova, and I just keep saying the same thing. We working so hard not to convince people we are better, because everybody on them have his own palate. We try to just let the people, hello, we here, and we have a Nova, and we working so hard. Can you just try? And then it's your decision. Like people sometimes say, no, I'm all my life I smoke La Flor Dominicana. Perfect. I'm a smoke La Flor Dominicana many years, and I'm still a smoke La Flor Dominicana. It's one thing that people don't get it. I'm working in different retails for many years. I'm trying all the cigars. And I'm smoke all the cigars before Nova come to the table. Now Nova come to the table. And of course, I love Nova. I only going to represent the brand I really love. And the cigars I really love. I'm going to smoke the cigar I really enjoy. It's exactly the same thing. People sometimes ask me tricky question like, oh, now Nova is the best. You only smoke Nova. I say, no. You know what? If you are a cigar smoker, you smoke everything. It's not about the company you work in or the company you represent. And that opened the eyes to many people understand. The cigar industry is a family. Like we working together. We want to put different blends outside for all of you. And in the case of Nova, for me, yes, I jumped to working on the big companies and start working in Nova and start from zero. For we start from zero, nobody knows Nova. For me, it's like, in Spanish, you say desafío. It's something like you want to do and you know it's going to be hard, but you know you have to work in double hard because nobody put anything on the table easy for you. And for me, I said, you know what? I'm working hard for the last 10 years, the cigar industry. I'm being around owners, vice president, retail people, consumer, and I say, why not? Why not? And I just keep working hard, and I'm working exactly the same way. I'm representing Nova exactly the same way. I'm represent different brands in all my career. Just put my honest opinion on the table and let you decide if you like it or you don't like it. And then one of the things for me is really, really important is the feedback for everyone. I'm not pretend everybody love Nova, okay? I'm not pretend everybody say, oh my God, it's the best. No, I just pretend your honest opinion. Because for that, Matt, it's going to make me just keep going in the correct way to implement or do a better thing or at least listen and understand. Like for us, working with cigars coming from Dominican Republic, 100%, like made in Dominican Republic. We use the tobacco around the world. We use the tobacco from Mexico, San Andres, Nicaragua, Honduras. But less than all these 2 years, the consumer, I know now what the consumer expects, and I'm prepared myself, the fabric, and my people to just be focused in that. Because on the end is the most important. We make cigar for all of you.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on something really quickly here. So you are currently running a promo on the Nova Cigar website, novacigar.com. It's your December promo, and in that pack, it includes 3 of your personal reserve, the Leo X, the Sultan, and of course, your famous football cigar. And that can be found for the great price of $79.95. And you also, for tonight only, for the viewers of this show, if you're watching the show, you can also get an additional 15% off of that by using our code SMKTAB15 to save an additional 15% off. Now, one of the things that I wanted to touch on in this is, so kind of a two-parter. So the first part is one of the things that's unique about your brand, I noticed, is the fact that every cigar you make comes in one size. And so instead of having seven lines, 4 sizes each or whatever kind of combinations, you guys have a few dozen lines and they all have one size each. And it's interesting. It's interesting. And one of those, and you can touch on that after, but first I wanted to touch on one of those is your own Leo X. And I know we were talking about that before the show. So that's a kind of a limited run, you were saying, in the sense that the Leo X is a limited run, but the Leo series itself will be a continued production. It just might change blend to blend.
Correct. That is when I'm start with the Leo 10, I just put X, and that is one thing I want everybody to understand. X is a Roman number. Leo X is Leo 10. I want to be clear.
See, I didn't even know that.
Okay. Leo 10 is not X because we want to put the X. It's a number.
Okay.
When we start with the Leo X, I just want to let everybody know a little bit more about me. But I'm Leo. I'm working 10 years on the industry already, and that is my first blend. The blend I make everybody crazy because I want to push in that particular cigar my personality. Can you imagine that? Everybody like, what? Yeah, I just wanted the people to understand over there. You're gonna start smoking and you're gonna say, you know what? It's too light. Next thing you know, give a quarter. Next thing you know, it's gonna be like, oh my God, this cinnamon spicy, blah blah blah. Okay, that is me. You never know what is going to come with Leo.
Yeah.
And you know what? That is part of my personality, and I love just put something like that spicy on the cigar. But yeah, it's like you say, we start with the Leo 10, and the idea is just keep the Leo with, as soon as I come with another year, I'm going to just, next year, I will love to just have ready my Leo 11, and I cross my finger to everything coming very well. But yeah, Leo is going to keep growing with Nova. Both is going to come together. And I think that is the most grateful part for me, because it's a big project, and I just when you do it the best you can do, I think the thing's working well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's the time old saying, anything you want to do, you can do if you put your mind to it, and you can be the best at it if you put if you put you know, your heart and soul into it, which it sounds like you do with your job. You're really passionate about your job, your career rather, I should say, in the cigar industry with Nova. You've kind of gone all in and you've put everything into it, and it definitely shows. Your hard work, your passion, and the payoff of that has definitely been reflected in Nova's performance. So I have to say, job well done on that. We do have a few questions in the audience on our live stream right now on Facebook, if you guys are watching around at home. And just excuse me for a second while I try to catch up on some of these. So here's an interesting question from Jeff, one of our regular viewers on the show, asks, who blends for Nova and what factory are they rolled at?
Okay, our factory is in Dominican Republic, is on Tamboril. So far, it's the decision of the family office. Don't say the name of the factory, and I respect that part. It's something can just keep quiet, and you know what? I'm the CEO, and I respect that. It's funny, for that is one of the questions in all the show. Everybody asks, who fabric make your cigar? You know what is funny? Like, I can really don't gonna say yet. It's coming. I'm gonna say to everyone who is a fabric. It's in Dominican Republic. It's in Villa Gonzalez. But the funny part about that is, for some reason, everybody wanna know who make Nova Cigar. Like, you don't see that kind of question in different boutique blends, but everybody is behind Nova. And then you smoke the cigar.
So not to interrupt. This is what I'm always curious about when people ask that question. So, like, I work for a company. We own our own farms, factories, everything else, right? That's great. But my question is, what does it matter?
Thank you, Jonathan.
Because, like, the question is, do you like the cigar or not? And I do. I personally am curious about that question, and we can talk about that behind the scenes. I'm curious about the question because I'm curious about the business side of it. but people ask us, it's like, who makes the cigar? Well, when you say you said the Fabrica, when you talk about
it's gonna change. It's gonna change something.
What's gonna happen? Yeah, like, do you have this crazy opinion about what's going on?
Believe me,
yeah,
Jonathan, believe me, that is kind of a question in all the shows, all the live, all the Zoom. Somebody asked us question, and I think in this point, it's like everybody want to know. You know what? When the time is coming, it's coming. When the cigar owner of the office just decide, I'm gonna say I don't have no problem for that. But then when you go to the restaurant and you eat a beautiful steak, you want to know who's the name of the chef, who marinated the steak. Sometimes I don't get it that part.
Who grew the cow, right? Like who raised the cow?
I'm respect that. But please, the most important, if you guys enjoy your cigar, believe me, that on the end is the thing you're gonna enjoy. Don't worry, I'm gonna explain to everyone who made our cigar soon.
No, I respect that, because for me it's a matter of, I have this conversation with Cuban cigars, Nicaragua, Mexico, whatever it is. It's like, is the cigar good? And they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, then what does it matter? I go, because a good cigar is a good cigar, no matter where it's from. But I feel like where we're at in this current stage, and obviously people want disclosure, but if the cigar is good, I think the real question is, when somebody asks that, is, have you tried this before? If not, let me give you one, or let me have you buy one. If you don't like it, I'll buy it for you. But here's the cigar, and then tell me what you think of it. And then when they come back and say, do you like it? Yes, I do like it. And where was it made? So, at that point, it doesn't matter, right?
So I think for me,
thank you.
For me, when I first started smoking Nova, I got a sampler pack, and I remember the first few cigars.
Picture like that. I can put that picture.
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah, you guys just reposted that. Yeah, that was my first pack from earlier this year, and in that pack there was the Leo 10, there was the Platinum Batch Robustos, there was the Mirage, the 6x60 that you guys have, which is fantastic for a big cigar.
Yeah, the Sumatra.
I love that cigar. And I remember I sat down one day, and this was in the middle of the quarantine, and everyone was home, and I really didn't have anything to do all day except for work on Smokin Tabacco, and I just was smoking through stuff. And I remember I opened it up, I lit up the Robusto first, and I was like, oh my god, like, wow. And I kept puffing on. I was like, oh, that's good. And then I went to the Leo 10, and I was like, wow, that's good too. And then I got to the Mirage, and I just remember I was sitting there, and I just remember just being like, who makes this? Like, it just as a natural reaction, not just because it was like I was just trying to be nosy. For me, and I'm, this is just me. I was just kind of like blown away as someone who smokes a lot of cigars, who's very involved in the industry and is all over the place, and it's just kind of like, wow, this is so good. Like, who makes this? This is awesome. But you're right. I mean, it really doesn't matter who makes it. If you like the cigar, you like the cigar.
In one point, believe me, I'm gonna call you. I said, you know what? That is the show. Everybody knows who made our cigars. And then everybody's going to be happy. For that is one thing is behind me for the last 2 years. And come on. But it's okay. I respect people want to know. We're going to let everybody know.
By the way, for the record, Leo, by the way, no. Just hold on. Sorry. Wow. When you announce it, by the way, or you tell people, they're still going to friggin' ask you. Like, I get asked all the time. I get asked if my cigars that I represent are made in Nicaragua. Like, it says Dominicana in the frigging name of the cigar. I'm going to give you one guess of where it came from. So that's just a question that people ask in the cigar business that they're generally curious about. And I don't even know if it means anything. They just ask you, right?
It's okay. It's okay. No hard feeling. It's okay.
So Leo, are you saying that is there a chance that we could have the exclusive reveal on who's behind Nova Cigars on the show? Maybe you can come back. Okay, we'll talk about it. I'll call you. We'll talk about it.
If it's La Flor Dominicana, this has been the best secret in the planet.
I know, right? What if you find out that Lito has secretly been running this other operation and you had no idea?
You know what? Lito is from my country. You can believe that? Me and Lito come from the same country, Uruguay.
So actually, that was actually.
Leo, were you born in Spain as well, or did you born and raised in Uruguay?
No, I'm born and raised in Uruguay, but I'm speak with the S because it's a phonetic thing, okay?
Yeah.
It's a problem. Don't be funny. But it's funny because I'm speak with the Z or S or whatever. People keep asking me, you from Spain? No, I just try to speak clear and it don't come good.
You have a Spanish accent. You have a similar accent to people that I've run around.
You know what is funny, Jonathan? Before I start working on the cigar industry, I'm working on the wine industry. Sell wine from Spain in New York, and it's so easy for me because people think I'm from Spain. I say, you know what? Yeah, I'm from Spain. Yeah, that is a beautiful, like Andalusia, whatever. Yes. And then I'm saying like crazy because I'm so tired to explain to everyone. No, I'm not from Spain. I'm from Uruguay. I have a phonetic accent. I don't want to use the word problem. Phonetic. And I speak like that. And in English, I believe it's worse.
No, I'm from Spain. How many cases of this wine do you want?
How many bottles do you want?
So I do want to get to our news segment really quickly, and so we're going to touch on that, and this is open for everyone to comment on. But our news segment is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars. McAuliffe Cigars Ambassador Program. If you're not getting it today, go to McAuliffeCigars.com and sign up and get their McAuliffe Ambassador Tasting Pack. So the first last week we talked about the El Habano that's on Cuba by Habano has been canceled for already postponed for now. Procigar 2021, which takes place in Dominican, which I'm sure you two are obviously very familiar with, has also been postponed. And it comes to no surprise. We talked about this last week as I would say round 2 of the major coronavirus outbreak. Obviously, we're going to see these things happen. A lot of game and going into next year. Festival, it's also is Puro Sabor Festival in Nicaragua is also so three of the biggest festivals I would say in 3 of the biggest cigar countries have been canceled in 2021. We've seen trade shows be moved on later in the year with the hope that maybe we can still get to them in some fashion. I just don't know if it will happen. Maybe it's still kind of early. I think there's a lot of things coming out. There's vaccines and stuff. Who knows? Again. We talk about it every week. I'm sure people are getting sick of hearing about the virus because it's just kind of like the way it is now. But that is the update with that. So
Matthew, I think the uniquest thing with this story is something beyond the festivals. So these festivals have canceled because it requires people to travel internationally, right? So the largest bases to these festivals are from other places. Mm-hmm. When I mean international, I mean people from the U.S., people from going to the Dominican.
Right.
95% of the people going into these countries for Cuba, Nicaragua's had some challenges for other reasons over the last few years with their festival. They can't seem to figure it out. But the Dominican Republic and Cuba are 2 big festivals. So everybody's coming in from different places. So you have to plan so far ahead because to travel international like that is a challenge. It's financially a challenge. It's a lot of commitment to get out of the country, mentally a mindset of leaving your country. Like for me, I'm closer to the Dominican Republic than I am for Maine, and I live in Maine as well. I think the most unique thing with these cancellations are what's going to happen in the industry with trade shows, like with TPE. And I think a unique side of that is it's not shocking to me these festivals were postponed. I don't think they're going to be rescheduled till later in the year. They're going to redo it, do it bigger next year. 2022 is going to be a party everywhere.
Everybody wait for that.
Yeah. But I think the biggest thing with this is that the international side of this, with international festivals, isn't going to necessarily dictate what goes on here in the United States. Like for TPE, the TPE is the one I'm most interested in. I think for TPE, I don't think it's canceled. I think in May, which they moved back to, right? I think that's going to be a really different climate than we're in right now. But when you're making these decisions for international, like we're making decisions for February need to be made now. Procigar was 60 days away. I'll be honest, the biggest story here is the Procigar Festival was canceled less than 3 months out.
Yeah, that's true. That's fairly last minute.
That's very last minute. Same thing with Cuba. Habano's Festival was canceled 3 months out. Done. I mean, that's really short notice.
Yeah. I mean,
it's crazy.
and it's and this is just the world we've been living in for just under a year now of just events getting canceled, trade shows getting canceled, festivals being canceled. And yeah, you're right. I mean, I think a big part of that is the international travel aspect to it, which yeah, especially when you have so many more people traveling from all over the place going to one spot, it definitely makes it even more complicated. But
and especially we can use a mask when you're working on the cigar. That is the hard part.
Yeah.
In our show, everybody want to smoke. Like it's no way. It's no way.
Cigars open bar. It's a recipe for disaster in the current climate. And however you feel about it, one way or the other, but you got to be socially reasonable. But I think once we get to the beginning of the year, like I will probably tell you, when we get to February, we probably could have done Procigar Festival, but you're selling tickets now, so it's a matter of people feeling comfortable buying now to go. Same thing with Cuba. They probably could pull these shows off when we get to February, but just because it was good to go in the middle of February when you get there doesn't mean it was good to go now. You know what I mean? So I think you're going to see improvement, but you just can't make these decisions. I mean, it said 3 months out is pretty last minute. You couldn't go any longer. It had to be done.
Yeah, it's funny because since we're kind of on that topic, anyone who, if you don't know, I'm a huge Howard Stern listener. I listen to Howard every day, and it's funny. I was listening to Howard yesterday, and he was talking about how he was talking with Robin, and they were talking about how everyone just like, oh, I can't wait for 2020 to be over, and he's like, it's almost like people think that once we get to 2021, oh, everything's different now. And it's like, no, it doesn't just go away. Like, we have to still deal with it. Like, he's like, I don't understand people's mindset.
Let alone we got the aftermath, too. I mean, there's been opportunity in this, right? There's been opportunity fortunately, we're an industry that's been very well off, I think, with COVID. But, I mean, small businesses are getting pounded, and it's not going to, like, all of a sudden when you hit 2021, it's like, oh, here we go, happy days are here again.
No,
that situation.
No.
It's
like,
going to be all right,
for us, you know what, Jonathan, for us, Matt, when we start with all the team, like you asked me, we travel all over. When everything starts, like, we say, like, OMG, now what we going to do? Who is going to know about us if we don't jump in the plane and go all over? That is one of the things, just like put us on like, okay, plan B. And then is when we start just attack a little bit more all the social media, all the Facebook, Instagram. And by the way, I don't know if you guys know, but a Nova account is hacked with almost 10,000 followers last 10 days ago. That is, you know what? This means we do something good. For somebody have time to do something like that, come on. Yeah, that is. Anyway, we already make another Instagram account.
Yeah, I did see that. I was confused. I'm like, wait, what happened here? And then you told me.
Yeah.
I remember I texted you. I was like, Leo, what happened?
Yes.
Are we still on the news segment, or is the news segment?
Yeah. You have something you want to contribute?
So, this is brought to you by McAuliffe Cigars, our friends at McAuliffe Cigars. We've got something really exciting coming in 2021 with McAuliffe. Smokin Tabacco will be involved. You know about it yet, so I'm announcing it to you right now, so it's news. So we're going to do a fun event with Smokin Tabacco, Hacking Gourmet, the Florida Dominicana, and Crown Head Cigars. So that's going to come up in January. So that's going to be exciting. Andy doesn't even know that you're going to be involved in it, but you're going to be involved in it with that. However, I do have a question. So that ends, for me, that ends the news segment. Tell me, I really want to know the origin of the name Platinum Nova. Like, what does that mean? I've not had anybody tell me that. And I've seen you all around. I've bought your football cigar. I've smoked your Leo X. I've bought Leo X. I've tried the cigars. I've had Maduros. I've had a bunch of your cigars. I've enjoyed them, and they've been fun. And I've seen them all over the country in different spots. You guys are certainly have some loyal retailers, and hopefully continue to have more. Tell me about the origin of the name, because nobody's explained that to me.
Okay, Platinum is the name of the family office, Platinum. Everything is behind Platinum. Nova is the name of our brand. Nova, if you go on Google, you're going to say Nova is a very, very small star, but very, very bright in the universe. Okay. And we believe we are similar like this bright because it's very small and have a beautiful bright. You can check right now, Jonathan. Nova is people say it's a star. People say it's a universe. Jonathan is still there, or he got to
here.
Google?
He's here. I think he's just off it. He's here. He's here.
Yes, that is the reason we start with we think about one of the reasons we start with the Nova. It's a bright. You checking?
I think he's just he's
I'm
just
still hearing you. I'm just doing I'm doing a little tech support while you answer the question. Leo, I live 44 stories in the air, and my building is very anti-smoking, and I smoke indoors. So when we do the show, the earpods tend to create a wind chamber, and sometimes it ruins the show. So Matthew and I were talking behind the scenes about checking the sound here. So I think we're doing all right. But all right, so platinum. So platinum is what you said the best.
Platinum is a
families
group.
behind that. What does that mean? So what does that mean? The families behind? What does that mean?
It's the office. No, it's like a family office is behind Nova. It's not one owner. Many people ask me, it's an owner behind Nova. It's a family office. It's many owners. Okay, just close the window. And Nova, it's like I'm going to put it in this way. You work in the cigar industry. Altaris, you have Casa de Montecristo, you have JR, you have, Altari. Nova, Platinum is here. One of the I don't know what the way to call. One of the arm is Nova. Then is different here, another one's over there different. It's not all of them on the cigar industry. But Nova is part of the Platinum group. Like
gotcha.
Casa de Monte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. It's a family office. For this reason we.
Does Platinum do other things?
Yes.
Is it stuff that we know, or is it?
I feel like I've seen chocolate before from Platinum for some reason. I don't know if that's something you do.
No.
Maybe you should do chocolate. We can get into that.
No, you know what is funny? In the first IPCPR, we give chocolate away, but we don't make chocolate. No, it's not yet. But now let me think about it.
Hey, it's a good idea. See, I told you, John's full of good ideas. He's always trying to come up with new innovations, and I think that's part of what makes him so successful in his career.
Jonathan, how many years you working in La Flor? How many years you working?
10 years.
Wow.
Yeah, 10 years now.
So there needs to be a Carney 10 from LFD.
No.
Yeah, why not? Thank you all.
No.
Jonathan, 10.
No.
Why not? Everybody knows.
Because for me, I don't make cigars. And I don't blend them. I'm not involved in the blending process.
No, but I'm involved. You don't have to. No, that is wrong. You don't have to make cigar. You don't have to make blend. No. You only have to put your personal touch, and you say a little bit more of that, a little bit less of that, and just do it.
I certainly respect that, and I appreciate that. And there's people that ask me about it. I mean, I have blended a cigar before, but no, I am involved in the creative side of some projects. And no, I'm sheerly on the business side and the marketing and brand representation and ambassador side doing what I'm doing. So it's I the last thing I need is another stressor in my life, being cigar maker or the eyes and ears behind a blend. So no, I appreciate that. And I think it's fun, and it definitely is. But no, in our company, that's not something I'm about.
It's fun. It's fun, and it's it's. Like, it's a personal touch, but we respect you. Just keep with all your crazy good ideas to share with all of us, and we good.
Yeah, there you go. Just sell your ideas to the highest bidder elsewhere, and then at least to get paid use.
Hey, John Carney at hackinggourmet.com.
What else? Chocolate. What else? Thinking.
Leo, I got endless ideas. I can give you them for days. And you guys you all use very soft colors, and you were involved in the designing of these things, I'm sure. the colors of the bands are very beautiful. They said it's a very soft colors. It kind of reminds me of like Tiffany's blue on a lot of them. And there's no other brands out there that have the colors. And so like when the product's on the shelf or the product's out there, it's very noticeable. It's very well done. And I see a lot of cigars that come out that have half-assed done bands. And I think you've all done a good job of that. But what role have you played in the actual production and development of those? I mean, did you help develop all of these brands?
About the colors? I'm sorry, about the
colors, everything, the brands in general, everything about them, like the Platinum Nova brands, the cigars. Like, how involved have you been?
I just think, you know what, like everybody knows I'm working many years on the cigar stores, be a salesperson, and one of the things, like a woman, especially when I'm working in Nat Sherman, I go inside of the humidor, you know what, all look the same. Every company, you see exactly almost the same color.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're going to be a new brand and you want to put what is the way you say to the consumer, I'm here? At least the people will say, what is that? At least it's something, it's going to puff in your eyes when you go inside of the regular cigar shop to buy a cigar. And then Tiffany color, it's luxury, it's elegant, it's classic, it's this particular color have many things behind. It's like a elegant, classic, different, and to put a color like that on the cigar, a band like that, a ring like that, again, in the beginning is because we want to make the difference, and we love this color, elegant, light blue, and then everything comes together, and we are a boutique blend, we are a boutique company, less amount of cigar a year. This make you more exclusive. If you start put this kind of word together, exclusive, luxury, elegant, classic, and you want to put all this word in a color, the Tiffany blue is one that's going to pop in your mind because it's like different, elegant, classic. And everything start like think about outside of the box when the company bring that color on the table.
It's interesting because I remember we were talking about it before. You and I have had conversations about it, and it is truly unique, and it is very eye-catching. And I've seen photos of how of all the boxes lined up. See, there you go. And I've seen displays of all your boxes lined up and all the Tiffany blue, and it looks beautiful and it's very eye-catching. But one of the things I actually just noticed about the band on this, and I don't know why I never noticed this before, and I don't know if this is like has any secret meaning to it or anything like that, or maybe it's not. You can just tell us. But I noticed on the back of the band, if you look really close, it's actually it's the map. Now, is there a reason why that's on there?
You know what is funny?
That's awesome. I didn't notice that either.
No, yeah. You know what is funny, Jonathan? Not too many people see that map. In the boxes of limited edition, you're going to see that map on the box. That is another thing. We want to be all over. It's like we want to have it, like everybody have access in one point to Nova. If you think bigger, if you think you can do it outside of the box, maybe one day it's going to happen. Of course, we are a small boutique blend. We start outside for the market 2 years ago, but we will love to be all over the map in one point. And that is a beautiful story about that map. Not many people see that on the label. It's funny. If you open, you're going to see all the map over there.
And thinking of it now, it's on the boxes for your Platinum batch
limit
line.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember now. It's like all coming to me now. I'm like, oh yeah, that is on there. That's the orange part.
Yes, it's not too many people put effort and see what is that. Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny, nobody never asked me anything about the map. Never. Thank you. Break the ice.
Hey, you're welcome. Someone has to be observant over here at Smokin Tabacco. Yeah. It can't all just be John Carney.
You know what we need to do? We need to do the thank you. We need to do the sports segment needs to be brought to Platinum Nova. Make Platinum big across the globe. And then we take the little map logo and put it up there. Mm-hmm. We throw the little map logo and we ask people to show us the map. Hashtag. Hashtag your Matt.
Love.
So we actually were just about to jump into that, but before we do, is an idea that comes to me. So I want to give a shout out to a friend of mine, a very special friend of mine. Her name is Jen, and she lives in Canada actually. And Jen is she's not a cigar smoker, but she is a big whiskey drinker, and she has her own Instagram account, and it's called Curious Jen. And what she does with that is you purchase one of her whiskey glasses that has her logo on it, and you take a photo of that glass in your hometown, and she'll repost it, and she keeps track, and she has a map all over the world where she sold her glasses to. So you can see all over the world where people have, purchase her glasses from. And that's kind of cool.
Nice.
So there's like an idea right there. You could, keep track of all over the world where Nova Cigars get sold, and you can kind of add that to your
it's a great idea.
Yeah, see, there you go. You're learning something new every day. But it is that time. We will get into our sports segment, brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova, make Nova big. As I said before, you can head over to novacigar.com and you can save 50% off your next order by using the code SMKTAB15. You should see it at the bottom of your screen now. And John disappears right as we get into the sports segment, which is funny because he is our
because John's checking his fantasy team, and we had football tonight. There was football. I lost by 5 points.
You win.
No, I lost, Leo. It's awful.
How many?
I lost by 5 points. Yeah, I lost by 5 points. So yeah, we had football tonight. What do you want to talk about on sports tonight, man? I mean, where do you want to go with this? Because I can go anywhere.
I think one of the most interesting things that I read in the past week was, and I haven't researched it further to find out if there's any new developments, but there was, and I'm sure you're probably familiar with this. There's the rumors out there that Brady and his new skipper just really don't like each other. Now, we heard this about Tom and Bill Belichick when Tom was in New England. We still don't know what the real story is, and maybe we never will. I think someday, all the truth will come out eventually. Like another Last Dance kind of thing, but for Tom Brady, I definitely.
But different because it wasn't ownership. Ownership wanted to keep him. All right, so we can go that way. You want to go that way? So my view on this is Brady obviously had differences with Belichick because Belichick's about longevity, right, with the team, and you can only play sports for so long, right? So Brady left there. I don't think they got along great at the end. I don't think I had any issue with it. I don't think they have any disrespect for each other. I mean, they both made each other exponentially the greatest of what they were doing in their spots. He goes to Tampa, and you got Bill Arians, who's been an okay coach. He's been okay. And they've obviously done different things down there. What's his name? Bruce, whatever. Bruce Arians. So he goes down there. He's got what he's going to do. Brady's going to do his thing, and there's a mix of stuff. And there's been a lot of talk on Sports Network. Dan Orlovsky was like, he's not playing to his strengths. Is that? I mean, if people are thinking that Arians is just like Brady, this is what you're going to do, and you're going to like Brady. Obviously has the input into what's going on. He obviously can change plays at the line. He can do whatever he wants. But I think he was trying to play within the offense because of the different players. And they're okay. They're doing all right. The team's okay. I don't think he hates Bruce Arians. I don't know if Bruce Arians will be there next year. But I don't know if that's because Brady hates him. Might just not be a good fit. Sometimes things just don't fit. So I like people that don't fit sometimes, right? Sometimes you're in a situation where you like the person. It's just not right. Like, you have friends that just don't add up. So I think that's kind of what's going on. Like, I think he likes the guy. I think he respects him. And I don't know if Bruce stays or not. I know he will. But I don't think it's because Brady or this and that. And people will make it about Brady. Tom Brady's an alpha dog, man. He's an alpha. Oh, yeah. There's no, he's a weird dude. He says weird things sometimes to people. Like, he's just, by weird, I don't mean awkward and uncomfortable, but he's just a guy that loves the game of football and got to be who he is. And, he's an alpha. There's nobody that tells Tom Brady what he's going to do. He doesn't let things happen. He's also very aware of where that's career. So I think it's big, and they want to make it a big story because, by the way, much bigger than the biggest name in the sport. There's no bigger than Tom Brady. I mean, in football. They're just not. I mean, he's a go, moves to another team. He's a good-looking guy. He's the Brazilian supermodel, not dating, married with kids, and he's a big story. The NFL loves it. He's the biggest player and makes stories. Same thing, NBA, LeBron. Anytime LeBron does anything, there's a LeBron story. Like today, LeBron James just signed a 2-year extension, $85 million. It extends him through 2023, and he's going to make $42 million in next year. He's going to make $44 in the last year's contract. He'll probably end up retiring. And they just love stories about the biggest names. So, like, if they can ever make anything work out, here's the thing. There's some really good football teams out there. That Buccaneers team's new. You know, they got a new quarterback. They got new players around. They got some solid, really good talent. But they're putting people in different places. Antonio Brown, if they get to the playoffs, they can make a run. They're going to be fine. People need to stop freaking out. And at the end of the day, it's just a game. It's just a friggin' game. Brady's an alpha. Bruce Arians is an alpha. But Brady's the bigger alpha. So it's not going to be a problem. People need to change. People need to calm down about what's going on there. They're going to end up making the playoffs. They'll make a run. They might win it. Who knows?
Yeah, I think it's interesting to point out. So the conclusion of today's game, for those who are following along, has concluded, and the Steelers will remain undefeated at 11-0 over the Baltimore Ravens. As New England fans, I don't want to see the Steelers have a perfect record, go into the playoffs, and get that Super Bowl win with that undefeated record, because it'll really rub the salt in the wound here in New England.
I'll be honest. I'm a little scared. I don't know what the rest of their season looks like, but I know they have some more divisional games. And in their division...
Well, I can tell you right now who they're playing.
Yeah, so look it up. But they have one more divisional game, and they're playing really good football. Their defense is silly. Their defense is ridiculous, and their offense is good. Their offense is good because Roethlisberger knows what he's doing. He's a pro. Hall of Famer.
I think you have reason to be afraid. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I don't. Why? When do they play the Cleveland Browns?
You got Washington next week. Then they're going to the Bills, and then they're going to the Bengals, and then they're playing the Colts, and then they cap off. The last week is at Browns.
All right, so I'm gonna tell you something real quick. They got a couple. So you got Washington. They should beat because the NFC East sucks. The NFC East is gonna send a losing record team into the playoffs. You said after Washington, they got the Bills?
Yep.
The Bills really ought to beat them.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills are a top 5 or 6 team in the NFL. Josh Allen's a stud, dude. The kid's a stud. He's also good looking, too. He's a good looking dude. He's blonde hair. He's got that beautiful waves. I mean, he's a good looking dude. He's a little too pale for my liking, but it is what he is. So they really ought to lose to the Bills. And then who they got after the Bills?
Bengals.
All right, Bengals are okay. Burrow's out. Bengals are done. They suck. So Bengals will win.
Colts,
iffy. Phillip Rivers is an all-time trash talker. The guy doesn't swear, which is even great. I've never been more impressed by trash talking in my life than what Phillip Rivers does because he doesn't swear. I can't trash talk without being violently vulgar. Phillip Rivers tells somebody, "Gosh darn it," and it's insulting. So that's a tight game. Pittsburgh should probably lose. There's going to be a tight game with the Bills. I think the Bills are better. I think the Colts is going to be a good game. And the one thing people don't understand and not giving respect to, the Browns are 8-3. 8-3.
Yeah.
They're probably going to be 9-3 after this weekend. They could very well go in that game 12-3. And then maybe beat them at the end of the season. So I don't think Pittsburgh has a cakewalk, and I don't think any Pittsburgh fan, because I'll tell you, if the Pittsburgh fans felt that team was going to go undefeated, they'd be talking about it. Those people talk. They aren't comfortable the way these games are being won. The defense is saving them. The offense is good, but we'll see what happens. But it is kind of scary to watch, man. I mean, they just – I watch the games and I'm like, these guys just can't lose. They play shitty games and they just can't lose. They played against Robert Griffin tonight. He hasn't started in a football game in over 2 seasons, and they won pretty handily. But it wasn't a blowout.
Right. Yeah, the rest of the NFL season is it's all a game to me at this point. I can't. I'm having a hard time taking it seriously. It's all over the place. It's crazy. But you know, we still have a little bit of football left, and we'll see where it goes. So that's gonna wrap our sports segment. And really quick, so Leo, I wanted to ask you. So, is there anything you want to tell us about Nova that's maybe coming up? Is there any announcement you want to make? Is there anything special in the works you guys have that you're working on that you might want to maybe even tease us with a little bit? Any special releases coming out? Anything a little crazy?
Yeah, we have like 2 new releases so far. Maybe in the middle of the 2021, we're gonna have 2 more. We made in Dominican Republic.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a nice short cigar, like that. I'm not gonna say too much.
Okay.
And the another is a nice torpedo.
Interesting.
With a beautiful Habano Ecuador 2000 wrapper. That's it.
Okay.
I'm not going to say the names yet, but yeah, 2 new releases is coming. I believe everything is going to be outside on the magazine on January, February. And of course, I will love to be in your show again and talk about the new releases.
Absolutely.
Something else is coming, but I'm just going to wait a little bit. You know, when you just talk too much and then people start like, put a little bit salt. I don't want it.
Yeah, no, it's
just
okay.
Take it easy, relax.
We
well, Leo,
we'd
yes,
also love
Jonathan, tell me.
We'd also love some time to come up to. We've talked about this with some of our sponsors. We appreciate your support of the show, and hopefully we represent you well as at the same time.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I work for another company, but Smokin Tabacco is something that's important to me, and my friendship with Matthew, and this has been something fun we've been doing, and he happens to have a great last name, and we can't do Smokin Carney. Smokin Carney doesn't work.
He's working very well, the last name.
But yeah, but we'd love to sometime, even if even during COVID, if we'd love to come up to Boca and maybe do something virtual together, even a little smoking session together with us, and if Matthew can come down and Nicole, we'd love to do that. So we'd like to get something set up for that early in the year, either way, where we sit down and have some cigars together and do a little special edition too. I know it's something we've talked about.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. Yeah, that's always easy to put together. We've been talking about how we can't wait to get together with some people and do some things, especially with our great partners. And again, we want to thank you.
No, and I think it's good. The people outside, your people love when different companies, different people come together, different cigars company. You see people together and can understand like, wow, that is nice. And that is what we want to show everyone. Like, this is a family business. Everybody on the end working on the same. And I keep saying, everybody working for you guys. And, now we have a super Jonathan here with the super Leo, 2 different cigars company. But you know what? What is all of us having common? Everybody enjoy a cigar. That is the most important. That's
absolutely.
It's not about why you smoke. It's about you enjoy.
Yeah. And that was really what, when Matthew and our relationship started at the beginning of Corona, in our friendship, and it's brotherhood. You're like a brother to me, man. I know you know that, but now I'm saying it publicly. I'm confessing my love.
The feeling is mutual.
And that was kind of like how we kind of started this, and it was really about what Matthew was doing. He started talking, and we started going on little Zoom stuff. We started doing Instagram, and then it was like we really ought to do a show. And I had talked about leaving, and we got back to a little bit of normalcy. And I was like, wait a minute, Matthew said this. It was like, hey, you can stay if you want to stay, because this is what this show's about. This is not a show just to go on for a long time and talk about, this is what we want to talk about, what happens in lounges. When we sit down and talk at a convention or a trade show, we're not sitting and talking. We're talking about cigars, but we're talking about everything around it, the questions we're asking. This is really what this show is about. And it's really Matthew and Nicole's vision. That is what it's about. And I think we're doing a good job at it. And I think I hope we represent you well.
No, and you know what, Jonathan? I think that is a plan B for COVID. Nobody never think about it. put people together in different states, in different scenarios, together and enjoy a cigar when we talk, because people say, oh my God, now the cigar lounge, not now, but before, all the cigar lounge is closed, you can go anywhere. Now, this kind of Zoom, this kind of platform, we can put, like you guys put people together.
Right.
And people are at home and listen to you and now can feeling like, oh wow, like part of all this stuff. And I think it's great. Like you guys doing a great job, to be honest. Like I don't talk about you, Jonathan. You come later, okay? Matt and Nicole.
No, they do. They do. They're
No,
doing a
thank
great
you, Leo.
job.
Thank
Okay,
you.
I'm gonna give you. You know what?
Yeah, no,
I'm
the-
happy you are in the show. I'm really happy you are in the show. Believe me.
He is a good
Yeah,
contributor.
The new stuff that they've got going on, and I say we, but like what they have going on here, and the guests we've got coming on. I said the partnerships we have. We had talked quite a bit and said, oh, we could go to this place to maybe get the. This is about real partnerships. This is partnerships in the industry. This is partnerships in the cigar lounge, because that is really what it's about. I mean, I had a great experience today here in Coral Gables. I was at a cigar shop, and I made a friendship with the guys as we were sitting there talking. I mean, we were from two violently different walks of life. We just happened to be smoking a cigar, and we talked about all sorts of crazy things. And that's the thing I love about Smokin Tabacco. That's what I love what Nicole and Matthew have been doing, and that's why I've stuck around on a professional level. On a personal level, I always support them, but on a professional level, I just want this to be successful, because what's good for us in the industry is what this is. This is not there's no fluff here. I mean, this is what actually happens in a cigar lounge. These are the conversations that come up. And I really like it, and I like the direction where we're headed in the future. And as I said, this is just the beginning. I mean, I sat in the Tobacco Estate pool many a times over the summer, and we sat there and smoked cigars, and we've got plenty of exciting things lined up. And I said, and you're all going to be part of it. And there's some fun things as we're able to do more publicly and in person. We've got that lined up, and the sky's the limit here. And there's a lot of opportunity. So this is awesome, and we appreciate everything.
100%.
Yeah, I wanted to make a couple of quick announcements that kind of involve Nova, especially. So once again, we have you guys are running your December promo. So for tonight only, you can use our discount code SMKTAB15 on the December promo on novacigar.com to save an additional 15% off of that price.
Only for tonight.
Only for tonight. If you're watching the show, I would
Do
definitely
we
check
have that on the screen? Is that up on the screen?
Yes. So the and again, and if you're familiar with Nova, or if you're not familiar with Nova, especially if you're not, you should go on to novacigar.com, order some cigars, and check them out. You won't be disappointed. Another thing that's interesting we didn't talk about yet is we are running our voting for Cigar of the Year, and the Nova is on the list. The Platinum Batch Robusto is on the list for our Cigar of the Year polling. I think right now the McAuliffe A is leading the pack, but it's anyone's game. We're running it through Christmas Eve at midnight. After that, we will tally up the votes, and we will announce who our official Smokin Tabacco 2020 Cigar of the Year will be. So get over to smokintabacco.com, and it's right on our homepage, and you can go on there and cast your vote, and you can even see the results of just kind of like where everything is right now and what cigars are leading. So definitely go check that out. And I think that's all I have for announcements myself. We will be doing a Christmas giveaway. We're just not ready to announce it yet, but we will soon. John is actually, I'll go to Leo first. Leo, is there any other things you want to say before we wrap up the show? I'm gonna give the floor to you. Anything?
No, so far I just want to let everybody understand. All the time when you guys see a promo with 5, 4 cigar, 6 cigar, just try to. It's a perfect way to try our line, because many people say, I never tried Nova, I don't want to pay this that kind of amount of money. You know what? That is the reason we start make that package, to everybody at least try and understand a little bit more. Why is this price point? What kind of quality tobacco we use it? That we do is put a special price, not because we discount our cigar, it's because it's an opportunity to everybody at least try, and different, like we save a little bit money and leave the cigar, and then decide if you guys want to just keep buy the cigar. But at least take advantage about the promo every month. Like this December promo, Come with the 3 Leo X, one Nova Champion, one Sultan. You save in this package almost $35 plus free shipping.
Yeah, there you go. I mean,
And
those
another thing
packs
I
are
want to
great.
say, thank you. Thank you for having me here on the show. Next time I have to be more prepared to talk about the football.
Yeah, that's definitely we'll give you the heads up.
Bring
On
if
that.
you do you have the football? I mean, we do a football too, but do you have the football being ready for before the Super Bowl? Like, when's the football being? When is the football?
You know what?
Tell us about that.
That is a. We made that particular football cigar because 2 years ago it's going to be the football here on Miami on the house. That is the reason we prepare that football. But again, that is a cigar we make like almost 600 boxes, and we don't know if we're gonna do it another production. Yes, see, but the idea with that first football cigar is because the Miami is gonna play the Super Bowl, and I believe in 2019, and then whatever.
Yeah. Well, if you all do another production of that football, as I said, the company I represent, we do a football too. But if you do another football, we'll smoke that on that show, and we will promote that, and we will smoke that together, and our viewers will enjoy it too. We'd love to do that. So if you end up doing that, let us know. But no, I encourage people. Like, there's a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of good cigars. I think that the cool thing about the market is people want to try a lot of different. If you haven't tried Nova. This is coming from LFD Carney. Like, try it. Like, smoke a cigar. It's special. It's from the Dominican Republic. They're good smokes. You won't be disappointed, and I highly recommend it. So, no, I said, Leo, it's awesome you've been here.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's great, and we'll do this again for sure. I said we'd love to do something in person. No matter what to start the year.
Yes, come on, 45 minutes from Miami.
Yeah, I'll come find you. I'll come find you. I may have too much wine, but I mean, Uber's not too expensive.
It's Uber. Come on, Uber from Miami to Boca is like around $80.
Yeah.
I help you with the half. How's that?
Short money. But no, we got a lot of exciting things going on here at Smokin Tabacco. We got a big month ahead of us. I'm going to be here for all the shows this month, so that'll be cool. We've got at LFD, we've got the at Hacking Gourmet, we've got the Gourmet Smoke Session coming up on December 12th. We're releasing the Feliz Navidad, which has been the biggest headache ever in my company's history for me. I posted a picture of a Christmas tree on a cigar, and everybody wants it. It's only available at one store, but we'll be doing that. So we got the Feliz Navidad, so you can check out hackinggourmet.com if you're interested in participating in the next Gourmet Smoke Session. But no, this has been a great show, man. I've enjoyed this. It's been fun. It's fun to have Leo here. I've known you for quite a while. I haven't spoken to you for quite a while as well. But it's been great to watch you grow in this industry and become a big part of it. And enthusiasm with Nova is awesome. And you are certainly going to make Nova big if you keep doing what you're doing and keep having the good cigars. I'm looking forward to the Leo XI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Guys, thank you both for being here. I appreciate it. Leo, thank you for joining with us. It was a blast. And thank you for everything you guys have done with us in terms of our partnership. We've had a great time with you and with Nova. Next week we do have Oliver Nouveau at the helm of United Cigar joining us. For those of you who are not familiar with them, some brands you might have heard of.
Fun over there.
Yeah, Atabey, Byron Bandolero.
You guys gonna have fun.
That's gonna be a great show. I think I might even smoke my favorite cigar of all time, which is the Byron Grand Poema. And I think I have a box of them, and I think I'm gonna rip one of those out. I only smoke them on special occasions.
Matthew, you're gonna be pissed off. I got something to tick you off with. You ready for this?
What happened?
By the way, we need to talk when we're done with the Nova. When we're not done with the Nova, when we're done with the
we're not gonna done with Nova, okay?
We're never done with Nova. When we're done with the United episode, you're gonna need me to give Oliver the hard sell because I smoked the Selected Tobacco Byron 25th anniversary from Cigars on the Avenue in Winter Park. This last weekend, dude, lights out.
Really?
It was ridiculous. And I'm not going to tell anybody what the flavor profile was. We're going to have the show next week. I may have a way to get one more of those cigars so I can try it. I'll talk about it on the show. It was a flavor experience I've never had from non-flavor infused tobacco. And it was just straight up crazy. So it's going to be over the top next week with Oliver. We got a great time. But yeah, what's the Nova package again? What's the Nova package? So it's, how many is it? 5 cigars?
What's the Nova
the deal?
pack? Come on.
5 cigars,
The
3
Nova-
3 Leo X,
Go ahead.
a Sultan, and the Champion cigar, the football.
So what's the price on that? Like you buy it with how much?
$79.99.
That's stupid.
95.
$79.95. Yeah.
And with
It's
the
like
extra
the regular price is 100.
6.
I don't know, 110. I don't have 106.
So
Yeah.
what do you go to? NovaCigars.com?
Plus free shipping. Yeah.
Yeah,
NovaCigar.com.
NovaCigar.com. Yep.
Free shipping anywhere on the planet, right?
Come on. Anywhere on the
No,
planet.
anywhere in the United States.
Come on. Stop drinking, Jonathan.
And
Now
for
the
tonight
people
only,
from Marte is going to call me.
and for tonight only, you can get an additional 15% off of that price
Yeah.
by using the code SMK
Yeah, that is a
TAB15.
great deal. Yes.
That's a great deal. I'm telling you, if you guys should really go on there and order that because it's a great pack and that's a great price for what you got.
Christmas
And
present.
you know, if you watch the show, you know we're not a selling show. We're not here. This is not a telethon.
Yeah.
But if you're a cigar smoker, grab them, try them. They're good cigars, and there's a lot of good products out there. Try something new, and they're very elegant. Every time I've lit one up, I felt like I was going on a little experience, and you've done a great job all around, Leo. That's serious. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
Keep the
you.
enthusiasm with it. You're working hard, and it's nice to see a woman in the industry at the helm, which I work for too. I work for a woman in the business. It's nice to see another one being successful. So keep it up.
Thank you so much, Jonathan.
Yeah, Nicole
you guys.
Nicole was just actually saying, Leo, that the Leo X is her favorite from the Nova line. So Christmas is coming. I'm gonna have to.
Christmas is coming. Okay.
I'm gonna have to call you and place some orders over the phone.
It's okay. You can call me. Okay.
Yeah, I'll call you. No, one other thing I know we were just getting ready to wind down the show, but I just want to say really quickly, another thing I did forget to mention about Nova is they have some really cool accessories too. You guys have some cutters, some lighters. You guys have a beautiful ashtray that I've been wanting for a while. That thing is amazing. It looks a lot like the Nat Sherman executive ashtray with the metal grid on the top. So I know that you used to work for them, so I'm sure that had a little bit of influence.
You know, that is a good part. When you're working in beautiful companies, you take the ideas. You have to. It's part of you. And yes,
absolutely.
That is one of the ideas from there. Yeah. Yes.
So you guys have some great stuff over there. And we'll definitely, again, Nova, get on there, novacigar.com, check them out. Leo, thank you for joining us. We are at the end of the show. Like I said before, we have Oliver Nouveau from United Cigar next week coming on with us, same time, same place. And then after that, we have Gerard from Marto Cigar. We have Jeff from Corona Cigar Company. We have Cigar Coop's coming up. William Cooper, Cigar Coop, he's coming up our first week of January. Is that the January 6th? I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
And then, so the last 2 weeks of the month is just going to be the three of us. It's going to be myself, John, and Nicole. As we end out the year, we'll announce the cigar of the year on final show of the year and roll on into 2021. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me, and we will see you next week.
Bye.